What's up, everybody? It is your sis and your friend, Crystal Cross, right here on the Morning Jam podcast, where we talk about any and everything. Personal, old snaps and claps. It's a dang good day to talk about a few things. So let's get into it.
What's up, everybody? It is your sis and your friend, Crystal Cross, right here on the Morning Jam podcast.
What's up?
What's up, Grace, with my co-host?
What's up, everybody? I am a stoner today. I'm rolling with the stones, boy. Yes, I'm excited about today's show. I am excited. We got family here. We got family.
Like nothing but family. I'm so excited to have Rich, Hester, and Taylor Donnerson. What's up, you guys?
What's good? We're so glad to be on.
You was like, woo, 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 woo. You gotta go with woo, woo, woo.
Raise the roof. Raise the roof.
Oh, okay. Is there like a lag between the voices of me saying that feels like with you guys?
No, I think we're good.
Okay, awesome. Okay, so first of all, welcome to the Morning Jam podcast. Taylor and Rich, I love you guys. Been in love with y'all forever. You know, when we first met.
Yes.
But we're gonna get started. Rich, I want you to go first. Tell me a little bit, about yourself and your name.
Yes, you said my name too?
Yes.
My name is Rich Hester, and like y'all said, we are with family, and never forget the first time that we met. But I'm originally from Missouri, Southeast Missouri. We call it the Boot Heel, not too far from the Arkansas borderline. But just love God, just love people, just love making a difference, encouraging. I could keep going on and on. But currently we are in Oklahoma City, so we're bringing greetings to y'all all the way from Oklahoma to the great state of Arkansas. So we just transitioned here, but we met each other in Batesville, the great city of Batesville. That's where Taylor and I, we went to college, and of course joined the gospel choir. And you'll see that our son, our poodle, will sometimes
Yes. That's okay. He's so cute.
He's got to be, in everything. But, we met in Batesville, when we were in school, and just so blessed to have met y'all. So many things took place. And, but yeah, that's a little bit about me. I'll pass it over to Miss Taylor.
So this is Taylor Donnerson. I'm actually from Memphis, Tennessee. And like Rich said, we met in college in Batesville, Arkansas. We call it Baked Vegas, from what I remember. So best time of my life, I would say. Well, some of the best times. I remember meeting Grace and Crystal during the gospel choir. We had some fun times and great memories, and just being able to serve God in various capacities. And I honestly really miss it. But right now we're in Oklahoma City and going on, doing different things, adventures, and meeting new people, and just settling in.
Yeah, now you guys are actually a couple. So you guys are together. You are
engaged for sure.
2 years of being engaged.
Listen, that went by so fast because it seemed like
I know, right?
That he proposed to Taylor. It's crazy. It's so crazy how it flies.
Just time is going by really fast. It really is.
So how long have you guys actually been together?
For 5. I was going to let her answer. I don't want to take over, but 5 years.
For 5 years. I feel like I have the best memory. I can tell you the first time we ever met each other. I tell him all the time I saw lights behind him, and he thinks I'm over exaggerating. But
what you say, God? What you say, God?
All right.
No kidding. Saw lights behind him, and I'm a year older than him, so he was coming in as praying on the freshman, I would say. But first time I saw him and met him, he was just a different person, gave off a wonderful vibe and a great spirit, and always smiling. And he would always look at me but would never say anything. I don't know why, but it was just funny.
He was like, she think I'm cute.
Why would you be so
I think I'm cute.
Why she keep looking at
that
me?
is.
I'm looking at you. I'm looking at you because you looking at me, and I'm looking at you because you looking at me. That's what it was.
Looking at me all the time. It was so funny.
Buddy. You guys are so cute. I love it. So together for 5 years. Is that including being engaged for the two?
That is. We've been together for 5, engaged too.
Yep. For sure.
And the big day this year, 2021, you know,
2021.
we
All right, now we ain't finna play no games over this day, Taylor. And
No, for
Ridge.
sure. It's locked in, loaded.
Okay.
August 30th, my birthday. Yes,
Don't do it. Don't do it.
when is your birthday, Crystal?
August 30th.
So September 24th,
September
2021 is going to be the day. And we're coming back to the great state of Arkansas where we had our roots when we met each other, where, you know, we're going to celebrate. And, you know, of course, we are, you know, planning and we'll be sending out information to the family and friends. And, you know, we're excited. It's a special time, you know, 5 years. I think we've developed a foundation, right? A foundation that has been rocky, but at the same time, it's been good, you know? So
now, have you guys, sorry to interrupt. So have you guys established the expectation level?
Expectations.
Yeah.
What you expect of Ridge and what Ridge expects of you, and it's real, it's a reality. And have you guys set that? Because that is so important. That is what we've been covering over, you know, on this series, Love and Loyalty. The expectation level has to be understood, you know. So have you guys established that expectation level? You know what you expect of Ridge. Ridge know what he expects of you. There's no ands, ifs, buts about it. No questions. Done deal. Period. Pooch.
Period. I like that.
I would say that there's definitely expectations that we have. Like, I would say kind of basic expectations for each other, which consist of, like, you know, respect and, you know, like quality time and honesty and loyalty, I would say. But overall, we kind of know each other so much that it all kind of just flows together. Like, I know when he's in his workspace, you know, to be attentive and make sure that he's good and he has everything he needs, whether, you know, because he'll be in his office and working for 8 hours and he may not even get it something to drink because, you know, he's so focused. So I'll know to pop in every now and then and, you know, talk to him and get him, you know, something to drink or, you know, get him something to eat or something
Just
like
so
that.
lovely. Just so lovely.
Yeah.
I love it.
So sweet.
But and I know that you. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Crystal.
I said that is so sweet because for me, you guys know that I am in the process of getting divorced, and now I feel like for me, I can be a little selfish when it comes down to that because I want the time. I want the time.
Yeah.
Come on,
Yeah.
now. Step out of that 8 hours, Ridge, and give her at least 30 minutes. 30
I
minutes.
know. And you know what? And you know what's so unique is that I'll say me and Taylor too, but I'm at the point in my life where, you know, we graduated from college and you know, and we really like, I think this audience of folks who will be looking at this video who are young and looking for love and, you know, are in love, you know, like we are, is that I'm at the point right now where we just relocated, you know, and we relocated because of my job, right? And so that was a conversation I have is, Taylor, are you willing to do this? Like, it's not just about me, right? We're in a relationship, but are you willing to take this journey with me? And she's like, of course. Like, you know, I've traveled all across the country and, you know, she's like, I'm not going to let you go anymore. And so with this transition, it's been not a challenge, but it has been a new learning curve because I'm working and I'm fortunate to be able to work from home, but it's like, I have to manage my time. Krista, as you said, time is so important. And so I think we're still trying to figure out, you know, that space. How do I dedicate myself to Taylor, right? While at the same time, still trying to pay the bills.
I love that you guys have a communication between each other. Communication is definitely key for me. Like if you're let me know how you're feeling. If you're in like some type of like in a headspace that you need to be alone for that, at least let me know because from one, I can't read your mind. Taylor can't read your mind, Rich, you can, yeah, so the communication that you guys have, I love it. So for you, Taylor, what do you think love, the meaning of love is?
I think love is honestly just patience and being intentional and I always say butterflies. Like if I wake up in the morning or if I see Rich, I get butterflies.
Oh,
So
oh.
so just being like him being a light in my life or like just love in general. Because I feel like love is different depending on relationships. You know, I feel like you have a different type of love for like your family. But when you're in love with somebody,
Mhm.
it's undescribable. I would say that you think about them like you're somewhere and you're like at work or you're in the shower or you know whatever the case may be and you just think about them or a
Taylor
lot
said, shower. You've been
yeah
thinking about
like,
it. Listen, ain't nothing wrong with it. When it comes to having that couple and that love, that is so amazing. Even anywhere, like
She brought the
Ooh,
shower. She brought the shower into the
ooh, rated R.
listen, ain't no wrong with that. That is lovely. That is beautiful to me because for me, listen. I got a
Oh,
friend. I'm on Taylor too in the shower.
no not like that
Look, Grace, like while I'm driving, I'm thinking about that person. So it is that love that, like you said, Taylor, with that light, listen, and it hits your heart. I think that love, it hits your heart harder than like being with your family and friends and stuff. Go ahead, Grace.
okay, I'd like to interject just a minute. So, 15 years down the road, and things transpire, in which we know marriage love is never perfect. It's a constant thing. It is love to me is work getting up every day, even when I don't feel that butterfly. Because there's going to be days that butterfly is not fluttering. It's just sitting there.
Uh,
It's all good and dandy for us to think that that will always be there, and it's always going to. Love is when the butterfly is not, to me, is when the butterfly is not fluttering and I'm still loyal and I still know that tomorrow is going to be a better day. Now, my question to you two is, and I know that, and it's like that when you're getting married and you're all, it's 100. My question to you guys is, when those days come,
question
you
mark.
will have to, okay, you will have to understand that the love is still there. It's just I'm not feeling that flutter at this point because maybe things have transpired, or whatever. And how would you do that? How would you handle that now that you have this abyss, this marital love abyss in your mind? How would you handle that, Taylor?
well I honestly would say that our relationship wasn't necessarily founded on love first. It was more of a so the fact that we were able to connect our spirits first, like it was always us being together and praying. It wasn't even necessarily interested in each other. You kind of, you like this person, attractive or whatever the case may be, but it was a deeper connection.
Uh-huh.
So when the days that we go to sleep upset or I make him upset or he makes me upset, like we think about like how are we take a step back and we think about like are we really treating each other like we're supposed to treat each other? And I mean
Exactly.
in times where we felt like, well, maybe we need to just walk away from the relationship and see if that connection is still there and see if that love and the want to be in that relationship is still there. And we've had those moments. So
Yeah.
I think the fact that we're spiritually connected first matters more than, even our love at most of the times because, I'm in love with him, but I really appreciate the spiritual connection we have because that's what we fall back on. We don't necessarily
Mhm.
fall back. I feel like the last thing we fall back on is our love. I think the first thing we fall back on when things get rough and things get stressful or we're upset or frustrated, we rely on God, peace and rely on God's mercy and prayer
Yes.
before we do anything.
That's
Excellent.
awesome.
Excellent.
Rich, what do you think the meaning of loyalty is?
Loyalty, I think, is staying close to each other, even when like we're talking about this, right? These moments where it doesn't get where things get rough. Loyalty is in spite of, right? Staying close to one another. Loyalty is trust. You know, Taylor and I were a young couple getting ready to be engaged, and there's so many things that can hit us in so many different ways. But it's the loyalty that I have to her, to where she knows that regardless of what's going on, that my love is with you, regardless when it gets rough, right? My love is with you. And, you know, and I got to say this, you know, when we talk about loyalty and love, number one, to me, is the thing that holds that together, the glue behind it all is God.
Yeah.
Okay. And, you know, I'm not going to sit here and say that it's not always easy.
That's it.
Anyone who's going to be looking at this video needs to understand that it's not easy. And 20 years from now, right? I mean, I want to be with Taylor. I want us to have a beautiful family and spend infinity together. But what's most important in making that secret sauce stay there, right, is, like you said, Chris, I love this show's theme, loyalty and love, but we got to have God, and we got to be on the same page. But if Taylor is here or vice versa, it ain't going to work. So I didn't want to stray away from loyalty, what that means, but it to me is being close, having that trust with each other and that mutual understanding that, look, when I'm not with you, I'm with you, right?
Ooh,
Yeah.
go ahead,
Do you believe that loyalty and love can exist in two different entities, or are they the same?
Well, I think I would say that I think it's dependent upon so many different things, right? But I mean, ultimately, I think loyalty, you can't have one without the other.
That's me. I say that they're both the same and they're on equal playing field.
Agree?
Thank you. Yes. That's what I've been saying this whole series.
You can't have one without the other. It just cannot work.
You can't have salt without the pepper, sister.
Come on, church.
You can't have the biscuit without the syrup or the jelly. Come on.
I honestly think that, like, if I have
Come on, exactly.
I feel like if I have to compromise, like if I have to pick between the two, like I don't relationship, or I don't want to be a part of. If I have to pick, I have to pick love, and you know, if he wants to dabble, like that's okay. Or I have to pick loyalty because he's loyal to me, you know, but he doesn't necessarily pay attention to me, so that's okay. If I have to compromise, it's obviously it's not going to work.
Oh
yeah.
So you hit the nail on the head, Taylor.
And see, that's what I've been saying the whole time. I was like, look, this is what it is. One cannot survive without the other. They are tied. It is imperative that we have them together.
I think like when all of those are like the love and the loyalty is there, the respect will come. The communication, it all ties into one for me. All of it has to be there for it to work. And if one begins to slide out, the next slide out, then that's where it starts to fall.
Yes.
It just crumbles and messes up, and that's where the joint is going to become separate, and God is going to be unpleased with us. So, and listen, I feel like for me in my marriage that passed, it was to where I didn't, the love came first for me. I was like so in love with this man, and then the spiritual, and then the communication, and then we didn't really sit down and chit chat and say, hey, what are we going to expect out of each other within this certain amount of time? What are we going to grow together? Are we going to do this together? It wasn't there. So I'm glad that you guys have sit down and actually, hey, we're going to do this together. You guys communicate together. It's like y'all on the same team, and that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. Grace,
I mean, expectations, they'll it's like a list. You add to it. You may want to take away a little bit that, okay, maybe you may have an expectation initially, but now you need to change it up a little bit, right? Maybe expectation we haven't thought of. Let's add this to the bunch. We just this challenge. Let's from this point on, how are we going to address it? Let's add this expectation. So I feel like it's a changing list, and you got to know how to be able to evolve with it. And as you know, expectations change even more, you know.
And that's why I think
go ahead. I'm sorry, Taylor.
That's why I think it's so important to not have so many strict expectations, like where I have expectations of Ridge and then Ridge has these different expectations of me. Because, like, for instance, if Ridge expects me to cook something and then I don't expect him to cook, like, I feel like that's just gonna mess up our balance. The best thing that I love about our relationship is the fact that I know Ridge. I know him like the back of my hand. I know when he's, overwhelmed. I know when he's stressed. I know when he's happy, when he's sad. And because I know those things, I know how to fill myself in within those times of the relationship. And then if he does do something that I don't like, it's something that if it's reoccurring, if that's who he is as a person, like, I think to myself, is this something that I'm willing to deal with? Is this something that I'm okay with? And then, if I'm not, then we look to change it. But a relationship is about compromise. It's about what you're willing to deal with and things that you're not willing to deal with, and expectations come in. If it's something that I don't want to deal with in the relationship, then it becomes an expectation for you not. So that's how we really, and it's bothering him. It's his expectation for me to do something different or figure out a way to better that in the relationship. It's not always perfect, but we try to work with each other. So.
And that's what it's about. And that's what it's about, really. Because people, y'all are the same today. Tomorrow you might get up and you might say, I really don't like that. I really don't like this. But that's where, like you said, the communication comes in. And then you have those conversations, the meaningful conversation, not the pettiness, because the pettiness has to stop somewhere, not be allowed.
That word pettiness is right. But listen, but back to what you said, and I know, Crystal, you got something to say too, but listen, Grace, I was about to say something and I totally forgot. Crystal, you keep going, and then if I remember, I'll come back to that.
Well, I'm going to ask you a question.
It was good. It was some good stuff.
Oh, good. I hate you can't remember. But Ridge, what would you say to a young man that's getting ready, that's in your position right now, that's in a relationship, that don't know if he want to make that next step of getting engaged or setting up a marriage, or even being loved, or want to be loyal to that friend or to that fiance? What would you say to that
Sure.
person?
First, I would say the person who the lady who you have chosen to be in a relationship with, why did you initially decide that you wanted to say, hey, will you be my girlfriend? Y'all remember off Norbit, when that scene said, you want to be my girlfriend?
Yes, yes.
Like go back to that first day, right? When you were like, this was the moment. Okay. And when you have that retro moment of, okay, this is why I said I want to be with this person. I'll be honest with you. Taylor and I, we're not the same. Opposite, we've heard of the saying, opposites attract. Now, we're not all the way different, but we're not the same. Sometimes, our personalities are different. I like to do certain things. Taylor like to do certain things. But at the end of the day, Crystal, if there is a young man in the place that I'm in right now, getting ready to get married or find that person, is think about why you want to be with that person. Because like we've been talking about, things are going to change. Go back to what you initially saw in that person.
Yeah.
That's what you make that decision. Now, if that initial thing you caught your eye on, if spirituality was the first thing that connected us, right? We were young. I always grew up in church. That was number one for me, was that I wanted to find someone who loved the Lord.
Yeah.
I didn't want to go to church by myself. Now, the way that I praise God and worship God is something, it's totally, I'll go up in the church and I feel the Holy Ghost, I'll take off running.
Amen.
Take off running. And if she take off running, then the Lord really must be working. Okay. But it's like, it's like you embrace those differences, but go back to what caught you with that person, what caught your eye in that person from the get-go.
Taylor, what would you say to the young lady that's the gentleman is about to say, hey, you're going to be in your shoes? What would you say to her?
I honestly would tell the young lady to take a step back and think, how do you feel about yourself first? So, because I think in a relationship, I feel like insecurities can really ruin a relationship depending on what they are and how rooted and deep they are.
Mhm.
And I mean, I'm not saying, you got to be like, oh my gosh, 100% confident, but I feel like you have to honestly love yourself and appreciate yourself and self-care and take care of yourself and appreciate who you are as a person. Like, if you want to change things, then, go ahead and do that. But in the now, in the right now, do you love yourself first? Because if you don't, the way that a person loves you or a man comes in to love you, you may not recognize that as love, or you may not be able to appreciate him for loving you because you don't love yourself, or you don't know what that looks like because, you may have been in different toxic relationships or struggle with being, having love relationships from your family members or your parents. So just loving yourself first. And then also from a godly standpoint, I feel like I cared about Rich so much and I loved him so much. I feel like there was times where I felt like I was almost worshiping him. I felt like I got to the point where if I felt like I was replacing him with how I felt about God, and I didn't like that. So what I had to do was I had to really focus on my relationship with God and know that that's the person that I get strength from. That's the person that I lean on. That's the person that I put all my confidence in. And that's the person I answer to. That's the person I pray to. And then Ridge came and was basically the next person in my life. So I always have to put God first and make sure that I give him his time and his space in my life. Because, Ridge can be the person that I depend on, of course. I wouldn't way, but I have to depend on God because if I'm depending on God and I need Rich to make sure that, Rich is successful so he can pay the bills, I feel like God is the person I'm to first. That's the person I'm praying to first. That's the person that's going to give Rich strength and give him wisdom and knowledge to do what he has to do on his job. So basically having my relationship first and worshiping him and not putting all my confidence in Rich as a man, I would say. So.
Wow, that was really great. I love it. I love y'all. Y'all answering these questions amazing.
That's I'm sorry, I love you. That's just some honesty.
Crystal, no, we love you. Grace.
Well, thank you. It's the spiritual connection. That's what it is. Right here on the Morning Jam podcast this Saturday afternoon, I am here with Rich Hester and Taylor Donnerson. You guys, it has been a wonderful, wonderful interview with you guys. Being a young couple, I want to encourage you. Don't let anyone come in and just speak negativity about you guys or about one whisper in one ear and the other one. So don't let any of that come into you guys' space because it is nothing but God first with you guys. And then, like Taylor saying, hey, then that man, then her, and y'all just love each other, grow together, support one another. And yes, that love, that loyalty, and that respect will be there. And let God lead and guide y'all. I always have the three strings, let God be, and then the man, then the woman. You guys let that be in your life. And I know that it's going to be so great. I can't wait to be at the wedding. I'm so excited. I'm so excited for y'all. Congratulations. And thank you guys for not turning me down and saying, hey, we don't want to be on here and talk about our love and loyalty on here. But you guys as a young couple, I appreciate you. Taylor and Ridge, you guys can let the listeners know how they can get a hold to you guys if y'all doing any type of Facebook lives or anything like that to connect and get spiritual counseling from you guys. You can let the people know right now.
Yes, so you can find me on Facebook and Instagram. My Facebook is Taylor Donnerson, just simply my name. And then my Instagram is _500 Don, DON. And Ridge is literally all over my page. So if you can't find him, it's literally his name.
Yeah. And y'all, I'll be honest with you, I'm young, but I don't really get on Instagram that much. I'll get on there, but I mean, I just don't get on there a whole lot. But I'm on Facebook a majority of the time. So I'll do live videos on Facebook, to sometimes encourage family and friends. But we've got some stuff in the workings. We got some stuff coming up. To kind of be able to kind of send that love through the wire, that hopefully is going to touch so many young people, right? There's so many young people who are looking not even for someone to look up to. I don't want someone to look up to me. I want to learn from people as well. But to look at examples of saying, you know what, it may get difficult, but you can get through it. And that's what we want to be able to send through the wire. So thanks for this platform, Crystal, Grace. We love you. Like family, like sisters, we love you. If I was there, I would be hugging and kissing y'all.
I know.
Miss you so much. Thank you for this opportunity.
You're so welcome. We are almost out of time, so I appreciate you guys and thank you. I look forward to seeing you guys again pretty soon. Grace, we always can. Y'all know our links already here. So we thank you for joining the Morning Jam podcast, and we will look forward to our next Love and Loyalty. You guys, is it love or is it loyalty, or do you want or prefer both? Bye, guys. Peace. Love y'all.
If you enjoyed this podcast, tune in each week on thinkingoutloudnetwork.com. Be sure to subscribe, hit that notification bell, and share with your friends and family. Until next time, peace.